I'm gonna play Jasmine Lane's thing here just because she's got the good clips here. But I mean, I've watched half of the thing on the White House thing, so I wanted to see the whole thing. But they're just old buddies, man. They're just old buddies that are in this all together. It really feels like, I mean, Trump admitted that he basically helped Carney win. I don't know what the liberals are going to think about all this. How Carney's talking all tough, and then he goes in there, and Trump's like, "Oh no." The reporters ask him a question. Is there anything Carney can say that'll make you change your mind about tariffs? No, no, it's just the way it is. No, he wouldn't even. Carney couldn't get an word in edgewise for a while. So here's the fun part, though.
Mark Carney included said, "Oh, Pierre Poilievre and the conservatives, they're just like Trump. Oh, they're going to kneel before Trump. Oh, they're going to kiss the ring. Mark Carney's not going to do that. He's a world-renowned economist." So says the first page of Google at the very least. Well, turns out that too was a lie.
Mark, would you like to say a few words?
Well, thank you, Mr. President. I'm on the edge of my seat, actually, for the big announcement. But thank you for your hospitality and above all, for your leadership. You're a transformational president, focus on the economy with a relentless focus on the American worker, securing your borders, ending the scourge of fentanyl and other opioids, and securing the world. And I've been elected with my colleagues here. With the help of my colleagues here, I'm going to spread the credit to transform Canada with a similar focus on the economy, securing our borders, again on fentanyl, much greater focus on defense and security, securing the Arctic and developing the Arctic.
Well, it's funny. I never heard any of that from the liberals. The whole campaign. Where's all the other stuff? They ignored all those things. Now all of a sudden they're doing all those things for us. I mean, is he lying, or is he gonna just move right of center and actually do the things that Pierre wanted to get done? That aren't that crazy, really. They're just common sense stuff to get the country back in order. I mean, Carney has the power to stop the separatist movement by just handing us, like, spoon feed us with some resources and some pipeline promises and all that stuff, and he'll just bring the country back together. I mean, he just got to go right past center, and he'll hold power.
And the history of Canada and the U.S. is we're stronger when we work together, and there's many opportunities to work together. And I look forward to, addressing some of those issues that we have, but also finding those areas of mutual cooperation so we can move forward.
Notice how every single one of those talking points was one of the conservatives' talking points that they were actually using during this election, versus being Mark Carney and only saying things like, Donald Trump wants to own us. Canada is not for sale. Look at how the Canada is not for sale conversation went down here with Donald Trump. And more importantly, how pathetically weak and embarrassing for our nation, like completely unrespectable, Mark Carney handled Trump's response.
Well, if I may, as you know from real estate, there are some places that are never for sale.
That's true.
We're sitting in one right now, Buckingham Palace that you visited as well.
That's true.
And having met with the owners of Canada over the course of the campaign last several months, it's not for sale, won't be for sale.
Who's the owners of Canada? Honestly.
Well, the voters, I'm assuming.
You really think he meant the voters? Come on.
Or the king.
Crown the king. I mean, as if he meant we own the country? Come on.
Well, I think that's what he was alluding to.
No, I don't think so. You think?
Yeah,
really?
That's
he
how
was talking about the people? Why wouldn't he just say the people of Canada? I've talked to the people of Canada. It's not for sale. Like the owners.
Clever.
What?
Because he thinks he's clever.
It sure doesn't sound clever.
You.
Especially when he just mentioned Buckingham Palace in the first breath. I mean, he just started mentioning Buckingham Palace, and now he mentions the owners.
I'm with you, but I don't think he would have just said it like that. You know what I mean? I'm with you that might be a play in the background, but I think he meant the voters.
Okay, I'll go with that.
As you know from real estate, there are some places that are never for sale.
That's true.
We're sitting in one right now, Buckingham Palace that you visited as well.
That's true.
And having met with the owners of Canada over the course of the campaign last several months, it's not for sale, won't be for sale ever. But the opportunity is in the partnership and what we can build together.
And I was just thinking, I mean, if he would have said to him, like, you can't have it, Trump would just say, well, what are you going to do about it? I mean, really, we are just not prepared.
Have done that in the past. And part of that, as the president just said, is with respect to our own security. And my government is committed for a step change in our investment in Canadian security and our partnership. And I'll say this as well, that the president has revitalized international security, revitalized NATO, and us playing our full weight in NATO, and that will be part of it.
And they have, I must say, Canada is stepping up the military participation because Mark knew, they were low and now they're stepping it up. And that's a very important thing. But never say never. Never say never.
What on earth was that? That is literally like a very weak man who is so nervous, so uncomfortable, so screwed, really, trying to kind of,
yeah, he tried to reply to that never say never, but you couldn't hear him drowning out by all that stuff.
Are you kidding me? And for a man who talked a very big game over the last few weeks, I am so strong. Me, Mark Carney. Mark Carney will take on Donald Trump. Fee, fi, fo, fum. Look at him here. How silently, how, he sits
going,
listening to Donald Trump talk about the Canadian economy and essentially how he's going to obliterate it. And do you want to know why Canada doesn't have any footing here? Because the Liberal government that you Canadians who voted for them just re-elected put us inside of this vulnerable position again. Canada would not be in this position if it were not for all of the horrendous bills that have been passed, all of the stupid things our money has been spent on.
See, the conflict is, and this is very friendly. We're not. This is not going to be like we had another little blow up with somebody else. That was a much different. This is a very friendly conversation. But we want to make our own cars. We don't really want cars from Canada, and we put tariffs on cars from Canada. And at a certain point, it won't make economic sense for Canada to build those cars. And we don't want steel from Canada because we're making our own steel, and we're having massive steel plants being built right now as we speak. We really don't want Canadian steel, and we don't want Canadian aluminum and various other things because we want to be able to do it ourselves. And
what is Canada doing, by the way?
All right, that's enough of that.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? I mean, it's interesting, eh?
Yeah, I think it was pretty funny. I'm sure they'll try and make all sorts of excuses for how tough he looked, but he just sat there and looked at him while Buddy just fucking
and even
down the auto industry.
Yeah, and even earlier on in that, he's like, "Look, they're basically been eating on off our plate for years and billions of dollars, and we don't need their stuff. It won't come to we won't let them we'll defend them, but I don't know. Pretty interesting." We'll see what happens. I think okay, let me just do this first then. So this is table salt. And he says, I'm starting to strongly suspect Carney is going to bring in right of center legislation. I mean, this is what's so funny, right? It's exactly what we've been saying. And totally backstab the NDP voters who voted for him. But conservatives beware. He's going to use you like Trudeau used the NDP and then take credit for it to steal your base. I don't think he wants to deal with the NDP. I think he wants to deal with Pierre to pass tax cuts and crime reform and energy reform. At least for the first year. After that, they go back to fighting. Just a hunch. Carney is awfully nice to Pierre and doesn't seem to give two fucks about the Bloc or the NDP. Now, I don't know if Pierre will go for it, but yeah, the CPC should vote for a tax cut. But bitch, it wasn't enough, etc. I'll take what I can get. I'm desperate for some right-wing legislation. And then this is Yukon Strong. Honestly, it's kind of laughable how easily manipulated Canadians are these days. Oh, well, I encourage folks to follow this rabbit hole and find out exactly where it leads to. I was gonna say on the NDP table salt on the NDP. going right wing. I can't remember what I was